Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second full moon, this time in Pisces for this month, and your pick a card. Okay, so with Pisces, the key phrase, and there are actually two of them, I dream and I believe. What do they mean, and where is it going to show up in your life, this full moon cycle, and how can you use it to your advantage? I'm also going to be giving you a couple of examples as we move on through this. But first, let's talk about the energy. All right, Pisces energy has a real dreamy, ethereal energy about it. It is the dreamer, the poet, the dancer, the artist, the intuitive, and the mystic. It can also be sensitive and secretive with the need for escapism and isolation. This can also be a very idealistic energy with the belief that the answers are out there and that they can be found because they're hiding in plain sight. This energy likes to spend time tapping into the energy of the collective consciousness in order to merge with something greater than itself. Another thing you may find with Pisces energy is that it is very aware of the unseen, what is hidden, and the emotional energy of others. It is an empathetic energy. And while being an empath makes one caring, compassionate, and understanding of others, it can also be very draining, overwhelming, and hard to set and maintain boundaries. So just be aware of this and know that putting it into use, or that putting into use simple energetic protection techniques will help you when you're moving through this energy. Okay, so now that we know what the Pisces I dream, I believe energy is, let's take a look at where it is showing up for each zodiac sign. But before we do that, let's look at a couple of examples. Okay, let's say that it lands in your second house. We're talking about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. So maybe it's some of your core beliefs. Maybe you've decided that, you know what, I can daydream, I can believe, I can have creative ideas, but I need to do it in a grounded way that benefits me in the end. And right now, I feel like I'm not doing that. So that's maybe something you want to let go of, kind of that floating, just going too much with the flow, where you need to tighten up a little bit. Or maybe the full moon in Pisces is going to be landing in your third house of communication. So what could you, when you think of that, what could you release and let go of? Maybe in some cases, you want to be the poet and you want to communicate this with your audience or show this to the world, but your fear is holding you back. You're not able to let the people see that. You're not able to let that Pisces go with the flow energy come in and be, say, for example, someone who stands up and reads their poetry. So you want to let go of that fear, okay? You want to let go of whatever is holding you back from doing any of those things. So those are a couple of good examples, hopefully to give you an idea. Now, let's talk about what house you're watching for. Your rising sign is going to be the one that's going to resonate most for you. But if you don't know your rising sign and you need an actual birth time for that rising sign, okay, to be correct, you can always watch for your sun sign. And if you want to book a personalized full moon reading with me based on your own birth chart, there is a link in the description box. But let's just go back before we go into each individual rising sign, zodiac sign. You are focusing on releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It's clearing out that proverbial clutter. And when you do that, it allows room in a couple of weeks to plant your new moon wishes. So I hope that explains everything, and I will see you in your pile. Hi everyone, and welcome to the second part of your full moon and Pisces reading. This is the Pick-A-Card. We have 2 piles here. These piles can actually be used to replace what it is that you've just heard for your rising or sun sign, or you can use these piles to release and let go in addition to what you've heard already. So here we go. We have pile 1 with this card, or this Howlite crystal. I guess it's a hexagon, right? Pile 2 is this card, or this banded amethyst hexagon. So whatever pile number, card, or crystal calls to you is the one for you, and I will see you in the reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1, this card, or this hexagon Howlite crystal. This is going to be your Pick-A-Card reading. Let's get right into it. We're going to do live tarot and oracle at the end, but we're going to do overall energy and look at the different cards here for this full moon in Pisces Pick-A-Card. Okay. Jupiter return benefits. Okay, and keep in mind, we're talking releasing and letting go. The sun, your self-expression, your ego, your creativity, your identity. Okay. And I'm just going to hold this up so you can see the name of the card. This is prestige and mastery. May your strength be acknowledged so respect shines among others. Ooh, I'm kind of, before we even get into the rest of these, we are talking about releasing and letting go. Also, and look at Leo here, right? And Leo here, and Jupiter, big, expansive. I'm not necessarily looking at the benefits part. What I'm looking at is 4 and 9, 12, okay? Which would reduce to a 3, which to me is communication. I think there could be a bit of an ego issue here, pile 1, that needs to be let go of in some way. But let's take a look, because I just find Jupiter's big, but prestige and mastery, to me that's finding balance. And then the sun, just big and bright, but ego's the word that's sticking out. So let's see. We have your inner wild child awakens, moon in Aquarius, free spirit. Yep, I think this could be it, maybe, in some way. Descendant, invitation, or you're just a wild child. Each card could mean something individually or all together, okay? But again, this is about releasing and letting go. Bring love into the situation, be humble. Oh, well, okay, there we go right there. So, yes, pile 1, I think that this here is going to be short and sweet, because it's the be humble card. That's what kind of did it for me. This here means yes. This could mean, because I see this as a 3 communication, that inner wild child awakens and is just kind of out, literally marching to the beat of their own drum and talking to the beat of their own drum. And I feel like, yeah, you know, and the sun is just shining all over that, okay, right? It's just, whoa, it's a little much. It's a lot of Leo. And look, we have another Leo here. Isn't that funny? Because actually, it's like, to me, it's the Leo can either be right out in your face, like Aries, or, yeah, or Sag sometimes, or, because they're the fires, right? Or it can be the opposite, where they kind of shy away. I don't think that's the issue here. I think what needs to be released and let go is that over the top, in somebody's face, loud and proud, okay? I think that this is an invitation, and this is a 10, which means an ending, to let that go, okay? To let that go. And however it may show up, it could be you're in a leadership role, and you think, well, I have to be, you know, large and in charge. Well, that's true. But maybe we can just tone it down a little, because that's what I'm kind of feeling here with this, you know, bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius, which I think is, and this is moon in Aquarius, but I kind of see that as, you know what, sometimes you have to be mindful of what it is that you say or do and how it is done, because I think that may be where it's lacking. You just maybe aren't thinking, you know, bigger picture about it and how that could possibly be hurtful to someone. And for whatever reason, this makes me think of balance, even though it doesn't say that, it just does. So I think that's the main part of the message. I'm just seeing if there's anything else here. And they're like, no. And it's not meant to be harsh. You know what? Sometimes we're overly excited, right? That little inner wild child's coming out. But you just have to be mindful of other people's feelings. And I'm not talking about, whoa, canceling, Karen, all that. I'm not talking about that like, oh, we have to coddle people. That's not. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, back. There were cards down over the floor, so I had to get them. It's not that type of thing. This isn't about you're not allowed to have an opinion. It's when you give it without considering the feelings of other people and not the, oh, you said something mean. I don't know how else to explain it. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's get some tarot here for confirmation, clarification, additional guidance. Maybe this will help. The Sun, positivity. Yes. So maybe it's what's out and what you're loud and proud about. Maybe it's coming across in a negative way, which just, you know, isn't great, right? It's too much negativity. So they want you to focus more on the positive. Seven of Swords, deceit. Ah, okay. I like this because now it's given us more clarity on it. It's just a bunch of bull. It's just a bunch of bull coming out all the time, right? It's like, oh, please, you know, that's Aries, swords, talking, right? We're back to the 3 here again, communication. I think it's just a whole lot of something that means nothing or nothing that don't mean something. I don't know how we want to say it, but it could just be a bunch of crap, right? With the deceit here. And that puts people off. And I want to come back to this card about that. So, Page of Pentacles, prospect. So this is where maybe we're talking about releasing and letting go. You can let go of that so that you can manifest in how it is that you want to have your relationships with people, okay? So that could be something here with the Page of Pentacles, or just prospects, meaning you're going to be amazed once this behavior's gone, how many, maybe, I mean, it could be financial, right? Because it is a pentacle. Pages are young, full of new ideas, right? So it could be something to do with that, or just friend prospects, anything, okay? And what I want to go back here and say, because I said about the deceit, it said, may your strength be acknowledged so respect shines among others. I'm going to just take it in this context. You want other people to respect you, to want to be around you, to enjoy you in your conversation and your communication. But when the wild child gets a little too wild and gets a little too, the bright and shiny Leo, it's a little too much for people, I think. Yeah, don't take this harshly. That's just something, you know what? It's a shadow. We all have shadows, and we are talking about releasing and letting go, and they're bringing through a message that's just that, right? And that's okay. We have this oracle and one other. Attraction. Yes, you want to attract in more prospects, more opportunities, be it with friendships, people, literally at your work, whatever it is. And the energy that's surrounding you right now and the behavior is not one of attraction. It's kind of not necessarily, it's of deflection, I want to say, right? People are just like, whoa, you know, it just bounces off them. They're like, I can't. So, and maybe some people literally can push you away at times. Okay, let's get one last card here. This one's a little harsher than usual, but you know what? We asked the question, the truth's the truth. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. Yes, there we go. You know, and this is not, you are not a bad person, pile one, right? It's not that you're not already nourishing yourself or any of those things. It's just letting go of this egotistical, I'm going to say, energy is going to enrich your life with so many new prospects in many different ways. So that's the main message for you, pile one, for this full moon and Pisces Pick-A-Card reading. I will see you next month for the new moon reading. Bye. Hi to those of you who chose pile two, this card, or this banded amethyst hexagon. Okay, we are going to get right into the second part of your reading. Like I said, it can be in place of what you've already listened to or in addition to. All right, we have live tarot at the end. We also have oracles here with an overall energy. All right, fire element, desire. We're talking about releasing and letting go for this full moon in Pisces. Square. Squares, I'm not going to read every, well, you know what, I am, because sometimes the individual card can mean something to someone. Resistance, struggle, obstacles, experience, effort, learning, conflict, obsession, problems. In astrology, we call squares, it's a 90 because it's 90 degrees apart, two planets from the same mode. So it would be like, say, like a Leo and a Scorpio, which are fixed signs, for example. Okay, and we call it challenging or creates tension, okay? Squares just don't make you feel good is what I'm going to say. And then we have Aries and Taurus. Okay, interesting. Also, Taurus a fixed sign, Aries not. But anyway, creativity and alchemy. I'll hold this up so you can see the name on the card. And it says, fortune and prosperity go hand in hand, as does your ability to sustain what you already have. With desire, it makes me think relationship. Could it be any type of relationship? Yes. Could it just be like an obsession, something you're obsessed about? Desire. But there's definitely something that's problematic here. I like this because we're talking about releasing and letting go. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. A passionate or intense, mysterious phase. I've had this card before, but not necessarily in this context. Passion. So are we talking relationship? Fiery passion. Look at the colors. Square, semi-square, quincunx. Again, the tension. And that's a 9. Just makes me think of the nine of wands. Lay down the burden. Or even the 9 of swords. It's causing this tension, this squaring. It's just causing sleepless nights and anxiety. What do you need to release? Waning moon and step up and lead, new moon and Capricorn. Okay, pile 2. There is something, it's not going to be a relationship for everyone because this is a general. If it is, okay, but there is something that you're passionate about in your life, person or something else, or a mysterious or intense phase you're going through that needs to be let go of. Yeah. And I feel that you may be in a bit of denial because we're talking about releasing and letting go, and it literally is saying, what do you need to release? Which is kind of saying, you know there's something, don't fight it, basically, I think is the message here. It could be a desire, an obsession, an addiction. There's something you're passionate about, and it's just like square. Really, you need to release something. This is kind of Sun and Scorpio, so this can be a little fixed, and you could be a little stubborn about it as well. We have the fireman element there. And what I feel, pile 2, is that, say, for example, well, actually, it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is, it's up to you. You need to stand up and take the lead. If it's with another person, you're going to be the one who has to say, you know what? I can't do this anymore. This is not how I want to live my life with all this fiery passion that's not necessarily in a good place. Because look, corner to corner, it's squaring, okay? Literally, it's tension, and it's just tension. That's... Yeah, I really feel this one's going to be short and sweet too. Pile 1 was as well. I really feel for this full moon for releasing and letting go. You know what it is. I think you just may be in a bit of denial, and it may be hard because if it is, say, a person or an addiction or something like that, not easy to just go, oh, that's it, I'm letting go. No, not at all. It can be sad. It's difficult, literally, physically, and mentally. So I'm kind of feeling that's the energy I'm kind of feeling like this. You may be in a bit of a tough place and you pick this pile for a reason because you know that there's something that you need to step up. Capricorn, very determined, loves to win. When a Capricorn's on the case, they're going to get it done. They want you to take on that energy because you need to step up and take the lead of your life, I think, is basically what it is. Because if it's, say, for example, with a person, I don't think they're going to be the one to say, we need to call this quits, right? They'll stay in it just because it's going to be you. But again, you have free will. You do what you want. I'm not telling you that you need to leave a relationship. You do what you need to do, okay? But this is the message coming in for releasing and letting go. It could be releasing and letting go of all the tension, If you can work it out, then by all means, right? But I think you're going to have to take the lead on it. You're going to have to make the suggestion. All right, let's go into tarot for further confirmation, clarification, or additional guidance. Okay, those two just came out. We have Four of Pentacles, control. We have trust. Oh, geez. No. You all can't come out. The cards have been a little crazy. There we go. And the shuffling. Understanding. Ace of Swords. I don't mean to sound so sad, but, I'm also not laughing at the situation at all. But look, what do you need to release? I said you could be in denial. You could feel a little controlling about all this, whatever it is, or it has control of you. And you don't want to let it go, okay? But it's time. It's time. This is releasing and letting go, full moon. Because this is no longer serving you, whatever it is. You have to trust God, Source, Universe here that this message is coming out for a reason to help you, not hurt you, although it may hurt while you're letting it go. And just coming to an understanding for yourself that you don't want to live this way anymore, in whatever way that is. You need to come up with some really, these are new beginnings, right? So new ideas and ways of doing things, like how maybe you're going to step up and take the lead, but also it's getting that mental clarity. Because when you're in this, I don't know if you're necessarily thinking so straight. We usually aren't, or else we wouldn't be in it, right? So this is just like really going to God, Source, Universe, whoever it is you go to for your higher guidance, and asking them to help you to understand how you can move forward, how to take the lead, right? That's what I want to say there, pile 2. Hard work, definitely, whenever we're working on ourselves, especially when we have to release it and let it go, because it is not serving our highest good at all. It's a lot of hard work, and it's difficult, but just know that they're here saying, trust us, trust in the process. If you're willing to take the time and sit and think about this and figure out what it is that you need to let go of, we will give you the answer. But you have to be thinking clearly, okay? What other guidance do they have here? We have a couple of more oracles. Realization. Oh, you guys. It is. It's coming to the realization that this is not serving you. The realization that it needs to be let go of. The realization that you're not in control or not meant to be controlled anymore, whatever it is, right? The realization that it needs to go. That this tension is not good. Okay, let's get one last card. I love it when everything's sunshine and rainbows. I'm not going to lie. Look, to give those types of messages, and they're not always. That's the thing. Sometimes they're mixed. This one's extremely heavy, I want to say. That's why like 10 cards fell out. Let's just try to get one. Yeah, it's not always a fun day. But what I do appreciate, one just came out here, what I do appreciate about it as the reader is that this message has come through from above, God, source, universe, however you want to think of it, below, beside, wherever, for you, for a reason, to you for a reason, right? Oh my heavens, you guys, look, I will not remain stuck. I choose change. This is a very important message for someone out there. And you know what? I normally don't say that in these readings, but if you know someone who's in a stuck situation, maybe you could pass this along to them, okay? And introduce them to the full moon and new moon readings that I do, right? And I don't get into all the other stuff about the full and new moon. That's not what these are meant to be. These are just meant to be, the reason I do them, because I'm an astrologer as well, is so that it helps people to release and let go of things that no longer serve them. And then how can you manifest them in? And if we look at where the moons are landing in your chart every month, then it helps to give you an idea of how to go about it. So that's the whole point to this. So I normally don't say share, but I don't know, for whatever reason with this particular one, I say if you need to share it with someone, please do, because I just feel like someone else that normally does not watch these needs to hear this. And you may be the conduit now from God, source, universe, through me to you, to them, okay? That this does happen every once in a blue moon. So anyway, thank you, Pile 2. I will see you next month for your new moon reading. Bye-bye.